for free, which is the following. In life, in this country, because of what you believe and what I believe, you're going to be pressured, manipulated, even subjugated, potentially exploited for what you believe. Put your hands up if you have been, for example, somewhat vocal about the Palestine cause. Okay, excellent. From these people, put your hands up if you've had some kind of backlash from any institution. See, that's a significant number. And I've heard more and more of these stories. People now, if you say something, if you put a flag, they'll say it's terrorism. The Palestinian flag somehow has become a symbol for terrorism, which I think is a racist comment. Because they know us Muslims don't want to be labeled as terrorists. This is what they know. So they're trying to manipulate you so that you get scared and frightened and you don't respond and you don't engage in the information war. Because they know that in the English-speaking language, us Muslims, we have a disproportionate impact and ability to change the narrative. It's not the Arabic-speaking world they're looking at as much, or the Bengali-speaking world, or the Urdu-speaking world, or the Somali-speaking world. They're looking at the English-speaking world. And they're looking at accounts from the West, which means we are in a favorable position to change the situation. So of course they're going to try and gag you, and suffocate you, and silence you. But there are ways to fight back. Practically there are ways to fight back, which is the following. They want to label you because they know that you'll be scared to be called a terrorist or something like that. Yeah, it's terrorist sympathizer. That's what they know you're scared of. How about this? How about make the following argument? Israel is an apartheid state. It has laws which discriminate on the basis of race. Is that true or not?
True.
Is there any doubt in that?
No.
Is there any doubt?
No.
I'll give you some more information on this point. In 1973, they had something called the Apartheid Convention, the UN Apartheid Convention.
No.
This UN Apartheid Convention said that if you have laws which discriminate on the basis of race, then it's a racist, it's apartheid. Israel has laws which discriminate on the basis of race. For example, the right to return. It's only for Jewish people. Okay? Which means, according to the UN and to the 1973 Convention, they're an apartheid state. That's what that means. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because for the following reason. If you attack Israel's rights to defend itself, or this or that, or whatever it may be, if you attack the state of Israel, or if you see those guys defending the state of Israel, you can say you're a racist sympathizer. Because you support a racist state. You're the equivalent of someone who would have supported the rogue state of South Africa. You're the equivalent of someone who would have supported the additional rights of the white man to have privileged rights over a black man in South Africa, the apartheid state. Are you a racist? And this is how I put it. I put in the question. So we have reason to believe that you have racially discriminated against us. For those people here who are being harassed by the institutions, who want to label you as a terrorist sympathizer, well, we know your insecurities. Your insecurities is you don't want to be labeled as a racist. It's one of the worst things to be labeled as, especially as a white man or a white woman in Canada. So that's your insecurities. You know our insecurities, fine. Of course we don't want to be labeled as terrorists. But we know you don't want to be labeled as racists. So if you want to be happy putting a label upon us, we're happy we've got our labels as well. We're ready to fight fire with fire.
Allah.
And that's the attitude that we have to have. Respond to people in life with the energy that they give you. If they come with aggressive energy, harmful energy, antagonistic energy, provocative energy, hostile energy, then come back with that. Islam is not turn the other cheek. Islam is وَجَزَاءُ سَيِّئَةٍ سَيِّئَةٌ مِثْلُهَا. Which means that if you come with a sin on me, I'm going to give it back to you. This is allowed in Islam. especially with people who are in essence oppressive. Don't let people oppress you. Don't let people twist your arm. It's not the arguments that matter as much as the attitudes that we have to have as Muslims in these countries. And it's got to be the same attitudes that black people had in the 1960s civil rights movement. We're at that time now. We are at that time now, where the response has to be proportionate, has to be ready. You must take risks. You must not fear the consequences as much. Show them. Show them you're ready. You'll know this, and I've given this analogy before. But if you show and manifest fear and anxiety, if you show and manifest, take this as a principle for life, anywhere you go, whatever you do, if you show with your body language, with your behavior, with what you're willing to accept, with what we're willing to accept collectively and individually as a Muslim community, that we're going to accept this. We're all right. We're anxious. We're a little bit scared. You're causing me mental health issues. All of that stuff doesn't work. Doesn't work. Will not work. Push back. Because if you don't push back now, it's not just about Palestine and Israel situation. It's about you and me. Al-Mutanabbi, one of the great Arab poets, he says, "Man yahim, yashal al-hiwanu alayh, ma li jurhin bi mayyitin ilamu." He says, the one who is humiliated once, it becomes easier to humiliate him over and over again. Just like a dead body doesn't feel anything, is numb to being sliced. We must have dignity. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us. He said that sharaf al-ummah, that certainly the dignity of the ummah is qiyamuhum bil-layl, is standing up at night time in prayer. Wa'izzuhum, and their might, their self-dignity is istighna'uhum 'anil nas, their self-sufficiency from the people. Our problem for the last 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years in the West is that we've been groveling, begging. It's not an allegiance. It's an ask for help, groveling. The left wing, the right wing, that politician, this one, that one. And they don't respect that. They don't care about that. The more they see you groveling, the more they will hit you on the head. The attitude and the temperament and the disposition has got to become disagreeable. We disagree. We disagree with the stances of the politicians in the West. We disagree. We disagree with what Justin Trudeau said. We disagree. We disagree with Rishi Sunak. We disagree. We disagree with Joe Biden. We disagree. We disagree with the policies of Israel. We disagree. And no amount of flattery can get us to agree. Do you agree? No. Yes or no? Yes. Today, on this day, and every day henceforth, hitherto, every day henceforth, hitherto, we say no to everybody who wants us to agree with them. We say no. We have a conscientious gap. We say no, no, no.